Some people just see a motorcycle. Well, I see a time machine. This is my 1993 Yezdi Roadking, a bike that has been in my family for over 30 years. It's more than just metal and rubber. It's a legacy, a passion, and a part of who I am.
During the week, I am fully focused on my creative corporate job, where that's my professional side, and I handle project strategies and deadlines as well. And when the weekend arrives, I switch gears literally, because I get to indulge in the true passion of riding the Yezdi Roadking, which connects me to the history of the bike. This bike represents nostalgia, freedom, and a deep connection to the past as well. But before all of this, let's go back to where it all started, to the man who bought the bike, my dad.
Namaskara. Hello everyone. Yeah, this is Vinod Joseph. This is not a bike, this is an emotion. I think SD, should I call it SD, Java, Road King, all three together. I put it as that. A dream bike for a lot of people, but a dream bike for me too. Way back in probably 93, 94, I had a dream of buying it. Saved a lot of money. I think credit should go to my wife, and she saved a lot of little money to ensure I get this bike because it's my dream. And yeah, I mean, it's just not a bike. It has got a lot of emotion. I think two of my kids grew up on this tank. So much of memories. Yeah, it's too emotional when you talk about this bike, especially. In this past years, the bike has seen its ups and downs, not just ups and downs. I think it's done its justice, not only commuting in the city, it's seen entire South India. It's traveled all the way to all the parts of South India, and that's the beauty of this bike. And the more beautiful thing about this bike is when the engine gets hot, I think the machine keeps going on, and that's the most beautiful. The noise, the power in this bike, the noise when you hear it, you feel it. Till date, I think wherever I see a SD running and I hear the noise, my first thing is look into the bike, which model, or whether it's a SD or a Java, and that gives me happiness, you know. So yeah, I mean, I'm just keeping the tradition alive. I think my boys are going to take care from here, probably the next generation, or probably his kids will going to take care of this. And I'll be glad. I'm driving with my granddaughter or grandson, and I'm waiting for it. We'll see how it happens.
For me, this bike was not just my dad's ride. This bike was my entire childhood. I remember sitting on this very tank, grabbing onto these handlebars, and my dad rode through the streets. And honestly, that feeling, the wind, the vibration, the sound, that feeling tells it all. I think that's where the love for motorcycles actually started. I didn't want to just ride the bike. I wanted to understand them, maintain them, and most importantly, make them a part of my life. Owning a classic like this bike right behind me is not just about riding. It's not just about you start the bike and keep riding. Owning a classic is about finding the right parts, maintaining them, and making sure that these bikes are always ready to ride.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to tell you about the parts. Back in those days, I still remember we used to go to Balaji, which is in Commercial Street, to get their parts. It was easily available. You talk about the cables, which is it was very cheap then. I mean, I still remember I used to buy the cables, even your spark plugs at the very reasonable rates. I think going back in times, or probably coming now, to fetch the parts of these bikes aren't that very easy. So yeah, you just need to keep it just alive and ensure that you ride once a week, keep it clean as possible, and you know, showcase the vintage bikes are always there. And then part of our, if people are owning it, please save it. I mean, these are machines which is there to be kept, and kept the liveness of people who have actually made these bikes. The beauty of it is I had my doctor who used to take care of this. He's no more, he passed away, but having his legacy is passed on to his son. And now at the doorstep, he ensures that he comes, he calls me once in a month and he tells me, "Uncle, I want to come and do up your bike." And that's the beauty about it. I think the legacy is passed on from one generation to another generation in terms of the doctors who are graduating. That's the beauty about people who are actually doing up these bikes and giving it.
Growing up around this motorcycle, more than developing a deep connection, I developed a deep appreciation for this motorcycle. And it's not just the machine, it's about the story on these two wheels. And every ride that I take on this motorcycle, it resembles where I started and how far I've come with the automotive industry. Even when I ride modern bikes, there's just something about this Yezdi that makes things feel different. Maybe it's rawness, maybe it's nostalgia, I'm not sure, but just knowing that this is where all began, it's amazing. So what's next for this bike? Honestly, it's not going anywhere. No matter how many bikes come and go, this one will always stay. And maybe a full restoration is on the way, or maybe a long ride across the country. But one thing is for sure, this bike is always a part of my family.
In some machines, or probably it's more than it's just not the bike; it's an emotion. And a lot of times when I ride the bike on the road, a lot of people ask me, is there a price tag? I said, emotions can't be sold. Probably the memories which my children have grown up on this bike can't be sold, and I don't want to sell it. I think it's deep down my heart. As I said in my other speeches, I said, when my granddaughter or grandson, I will take them on a ride on this bike, making them sleep here, or probably that's the emotion which this bike holds. And definitely not, I would not sell it. It stays with us. It stays with the family.
Some bikes are just machines, but there are some that are family, and this is my family.